Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, hello, my name is Fitria Lestari. I'm first author in this paper and allow me to present my paper with the title is Collaborative Learning on Mathematical Critical Thinking Skill. So let's get started. High order thinking skill, this ability can be obtained if students are exposed to critical thinking in the learning process. Critical thinking in the mathematics is the ability to think which include elements of testing, questioning, connecting, and evaluating. However, in the fact, the preliminary study of class 8 students in even semester of SMP Negeri 1 Kelumbayan Barat Tanggamus was also a low learning outcome based on the minimum completeness criteria or KKM, namely 61, is to know that students who have reached the KKM are 18.75%. The cause of the law are also based on preliminary research. 1. Teacher-dominated learning, which causes student involvement to be active in learning is still lacking. 2. Students have difficulty in providing argument in the basis of their thinking. 3. Student lack of ability to represent sentence into model mathematics. This further research is needed to see of student in solving problem of critical thinking student with collaborative learning. Collaborative learning is learning by forming groups. Students learn and work together. Improvable skill and student interaction being responsible from themselves so that they become critical thinking. At the time of discussion, students can carry activity to take inventory of the necessary information, accept other people's idea, and draw conclusion. This paper method with quiz experiment and the design of post-test only control group. Population with class 8 of SMP Negeri 1 Kelumbayan Barat Tanggamus of 118 students, and there are two research sample class 8B experiment class and 8A control class, each of which amounted 39 students and 40 students. Instrument and data analysis, test, interview technique, observation, hypothesis, and EQT. Result and discussion. Based on the test result of the experiment class and control class with post-test data, we have experiment class G count for equal 4.36 and control class G count we have equal for 0.05, significant level of 5%, G-table equal 9.49 and 1%, G-table equal 13.3, so that how are accepted and how are rejected, which means the data come from a normal distribution. Overall research obtained from the result of the post-homogeneity, the experiment class and control class. It's obtained that F count less than F table for level 1% obtained 1.19, less than 1.71, while for the level of 2% obtained 1.19, less than 2.142, so that both samples have the same variance. This is the hypothesis result of collaborative learning. When for the first hypothesis, we have how one is rejected, so how accepted, which means that there is an effect of the application of the collaborative learning model on the critical thinking skill. And for the second hypothesis, we have so how is rejected and how is accepted, which means that the average critical thinking ability using collaborative learning model is higher than the average thinking ability of students using conventional learning model. Indicator for assessing student critical thinking skill in the experimental and control class. The high presentation of indicator in experiment class is generalizing an indicator with the lowest percentage on classification and resolution indicator. This is because when lowering on formula to another, student can easily find out for example of number and problem that they create themselves. For the indicator of classification and resolution, students still find it difficult to construct meaning from a different point, that something can help to think about this thing based on statements such as graph, photo, table, or figure. This makes it difficult to translate the problem into a sample from a picture, resulted in many students not succeeding in doing this problem. But indicator when the class control, students who take control class learning only receive the material presented by the teacher. After the teacher explains, students are given example of question and their solution. That collaborative learning is better in improving student critical thinking skill. Then students are given the opportunity to ask if there is something that has not been reached. Finally, students will be given practice question. Based on the conventional learning process, there is no exploration in student, which causes student knowledge to be limited to what the teacher explained. In the paper, conclusion is the data analysis and hypothesis testing that the author has described. In addition to statistic test, it obtained that T count equal 3.39, significant level 5%, T table equal 1.667, so that 3.39 more than 1.667, and significant level 1% level T table equal 2.382, so that 3.39 more than 1.667. So how reject means how accepted, which means the collaborative learning model has an effect on student mathematical thinking skill of class 8 student SMP Negeri 1 Kelumbayan Barat, and the average mathematical critical thinking ability of students who use the collaborative learning model is higher than the average mathematical critical thinking ability of students who use conventional learning model. Based on the conclusion is also in order to improve learning and the quality of education, especially for student learning mathematics. Recommendation: a teacher does not hesitate to try new learning method, because by trying the teacher will know whether the new learning method is better than the usual learning approach. It can also increase knowledge and insight for teacher, and the learning method used can help students master the subject matter well. Education practitioners are expected to be able to apply collaborative learning as one of the learning model in the classroom, considering the positive influence given in improving student critical thinking skill. Thank you for your attention. So that's all my presentation. Thank you very much. See you again. Sharing is caring. Sharing is fun.